Hey guys, it's Lisa back with another video for you for Lisa Wise Designs, and today is day 3 and the final day of this Dear Santa folio. Isn't it so cute? We haven't even done the little front piece to it. If you're joining us in the middle, this is kind of where we're going with this project. We got a little cutesies to put on the front here. And we finished yesterday. Where did we leave off? We did our little file folder insert. We did our second file folder insert. I've got it everywhere. And we need to finish up today and do our really pretty tags and do that metal work on the front. And we will have this folio done. I told you this was going to be super cute but super simple. So let's get started making these tags. So if you picked up the kit, you've got 2 big tags. I think they're like a 4x8. And then you've got all these little bits that came in there. You've got a couple pieces of seam binding, and then that white and gold twine, and then these little gold pieces and some pearls. So I've got that over to the side. And then this was one of those 4x4 cut aparts. So I put that there. So the first step to this on these tags is we need to trim our tags down. If you're following along on your cutting guide, we were at the bottom of page 11. And this is like the 3rd video I filmed today, so I probably haven't said everything I need to say. If you want to pick up this kit, all the details are down below in the description. So you can hit that link and go to my Etsy shop. You can pick up the kit that's got everything that you need to make this, or you can pick up the tutorial and use your own stash of product and make this. The tutorial is super cheap, $4.99, and the kit to me is super affordable. It's less than $25. I think it's like $23.99. Okay, so in this kit, or if you're following along, these 2 white tags, we're going to cut them down to 6 3/4 so that when we're done, the size is going to be, it's a little less than 4. These are pre-made tags, so it's 3 7/8. I don't know why they just didn't make them 4 inches, but anyway. So anyway, it's going to be a 3 7/8 by 6 3/4. So if I were making these tags from scratch, I would just go ahead and make them 4 inches. But since we're using these pre-made ones, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to cut this little strip off, put that in the garbage. I'm just cutting these at 6 3/4 total. There we go. That's done. Put those to the side. So now we're going to be at the top of page 12. And we need to cut some strips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that striped paper that we have not used yet, which I love. It's got the Santa on one side and these little stripes. I love this paper. I have not used it yet. So I'm going to cut off the binding strip, and then we need some strips of 3/8 of an inch. So I think we need 2 strips. Yeah, we're going to need 2 strips of 3/8 of an inch if it's 12 inches long. So right less than half of an inch, 3/8. We're going to cut 2 12-inch strips at 3/8 of an inch. That. Okay. That way. Now we're going to trim these down to the width of our tag, and we said the width of our tag was not quite 4 inches. It's 3 7/8. So you would go over to 4 inches. If you can see here, you'd go over to 4 inches. You would come back to 3 7/8. So it lands right between 3 3/4 and 4. So right in the center of 3 3/4 and 4 inches is where you would find 3 7/8. Hope that makes sense. And if it don't, you can always lay it up against your tag and make a mark, right? And not have to bend or hurt your head trying to figure that one out. So we're going to cut those. We need 6 strips. You're going to have this tiny piece left over when you're done. Like I said, if I was making these tags from scratch, I would just do them at 4 inches. But they did not ask me. Then when we're done, we'll have 6 strips at 3/8 of an inch by 3 7/8. And And then I'm gonna come back when I get my other stuff done and ink those. All right, so, well, no, the instructions I wrote said to go ahead and do that, so I'm going to. I'm using Distress ink in Vintage Photo. I'm just trying this out. I usually use black. I've been saying that in class. If my cardstock that I'm using is black, I normally use black. So I'm just trying this vintage out. And I can show you the difference when I get this one done. See how this one, the first one I did, has got the black edges. This one's gonna have the brown. So we can compare them side by side. Either one is fine. And I think black normally goes with anything. And to me, Vintage Photo goes with when you want, well, your stuff to look vintage, right? Okay, I'm gonna go over the edges all the way around on both sides because they're both gonna show. And I'm going to go over this one. So, of course, if I was pre-thinking about this, you probably will be easier to do these strips as one long strip, right? Then trim them down, then just hit the edges. But I can't think that far in advance. It's that's just beyond me. I'm good enough to have my own cutting guide and be able to follow it. I tell you, on some days, you know, I don't like this, it getting dark so quickly. I'm losing light very fast. I'm hoping to finish this before the light totally goes away today. We've had some bad weather and the electricity's been out, so I'm kind of crafting here by the window. Okay, so I'm going to take these two, and as we're working on these tags, we're working from the bottom up. So put some glue on one of these strips, and you're just going to go butt it up with the bottom of the tag. So it should be flush with 3 sides. Just like this. Excuse me. Then you would have your photo here, and then you would put your other piece here. So what you might want to do is have a 4x6 piece of scrap paper, which I have one here. It's 4x6, and to give you a way to look at how high or tall you want this to be. So you can't go all the way to the top. You still want to have your hole here. So you just want to place this probably toward the, you want to, I can't talk. Okay, let me start that over. So I like to overlap, you know, where this hole reinforcer is, but I do want to be able to see this hole. And then when it's time to put your photo on there, you'll just take a measurement and place it on there, or you could layer it on top. So I'm just going to go toward the top here, just kind of get this centered, layer over just a little bit, and you can see how on this one it's kind of right at the tip where this starts cutting over, and this one is not. But you know, if you look at these tags, look, they're not the same angle. Isn't that weird? Whoever pre-cut these, see how this one's a little bit longer than this one? It doesn't matter, it adds to the vintage factor, but if you're trying to put these strips on there, it could really throw you for a loop. You're like, my strip is not straight, but it is. It's that little tag, so you just trim it off. So this is now where you would put your photo, and I will show you what that looks like here. So you put your photo here, and then you would put this joy on the top of that. So we don't want to put those on now because you want to put your photo there, and you're not going to be able to slide it under unless you powdered those legs on that one too. So now on this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the strips here. You put your photo down, and then you would put this little ticket that says ho ho ho, and then maybe a piece of holly like I did on that one. So I'm just gonna, on this second one, just gonna do that. I'm gonna put these strips on here so we'll have them. So it's up to you if you want to go ahead and put the stickers on, or if you want to wait till you have your photos. It just depends, right? If the sticker's big enough, usually you can powder one side of it, but I'll just leave that up to you. same thing here. Trim off any bit. Okay, so this will be your finished look, and there's pictures of these on the middle of page 12. All right, so now let's do the other side. You still have 2 strips left. We're going to use those. So let's do that now. We'll go ahead and put 1 strip at the bottom. It's like this. And then we're going to cut a piece of that red polka dot. It reminds me not so much of Christmas, but of Minnie Mouse's dress. But it's in this paper pack and I love it. So let's grab that. Open this. May not need that. Let's see. So this red dot paper, this, we need a piece that's 3 7/8 wide by 5 1/4 tall. Uh-oh. Gotta get that binding strip off. Okay, so now I need 3 7/8, so a little bit less than 4 wide. 5 1/4 tall. Ooh, squeaky, squeaky. So I'm going to hit that with some Distress ink, but if you put that here and then put this one here, then you should have just about the right size where it doesn't cover up your hole, but how cute is that? Doesn't this look like Minnie Mouse's dress for sure? It's pretty cool that we're going to use this in Christmas paper, but that's what it looks like. I know it's not just me, because we're having a Minnie Mouse party for her birthday in December. And we have lots of this dot stuff. So I'm off just a hair on the side, but it's cool. So in my sample, I think it would be really neat to trim down a photo about, maybe a 3 by 4. And I'll show you. I'll trim this off like that. So I would finish it like this. I would put like a 3 by 4 photo. I've got mine kind of cockeyed here. You could put it straight. And then on top of that photo, there's this really cool sticker here. Let's see if we can find that sticker. All right, well, that's not the sticker sheet, so it's probably not going to be it. Here we go. That's really cool. Huh? We still on? Yeah. All right, well, I lost power there for a second again, or power came on. But here's this sticker that's got this Santa Claus right here. And that's what I put on my tag. So, trying to decide if I'm going to keep filming even though I can't see myself. Hey guys, I am back. This is where we left off on the video, sorry, before we had that glitch in the power. It actually came on. So this is where we would have the Santa sticker that would kind of bridge the gap between this red and white polka dot and this stripe here. So after you put your photo down, this is where I would put my Santa. And that's going to finish this one up except for the ribbon. So I used this red ribbon. You should have about 8 inches. And you're going to fold that ribbon in half. And you're going to take that loop and you're going to put it right over the hole of your tag and push that through. Then you're going to take that loop, open it up, put the 2 end pieces through. Pull that through, maybe. Pull that tight. So what I like to do is I like to take my ribbon and fold it in half, like so. Take my scissors, start from the outside on the bottom and trim up toward my fingers without cutting my fingers, like so. And then you kind of have like this ribbon or dovetail, and then I like to kind of give it a little zhoosh so it'll fray just a little bit because we're doing a vintage look, so we don't want it to look too perfect. And I'll do that again. it just like that. So this is what it would look like. So you've got about 16 inches or so of white and gold baker's twine. I thought this was really pretty, very Christmassy. And we'll cut that in half. Save that for the other tag. So then I'm going to take this baker's twine and put it underneath this red seam binding or ribbon and kind of pull it tight above the knot. And then you should have enough to make a little bow out of. Just something to add a little sparkle there to it. So this will be, once you have, well, get that off. And so that would be what it would look like once you get your photo and your sticker on. Isn't that cute? So adorable. Okay, we're in the home stretch. We got one more tag to do. So we did this one on this side. And so this is what this one's going to look like with the ho ho ho. So this was that 4x4 cut apart. So I'm just going to cut off the seam binding piece of that one. That's still on there. And remember, our tag is not exactly 4 inches. So we're going to have to trim this down a smidge. So just decide which side you want to trim down a little bit or take a little bit off both. I'm going to take a little bit off the side and take a look at it and see if that's good enough or nope. I'm going to have to take a little bit more off to get that to fit. Okay, so here's that piece. Oh, I'm going to do some more trimming. So I'm going to go back to that striped paper. And we're at the middle of page 12. So on this stripe paper, we need some more pieces. We need 1 inch by 3 7/8. So I'm going to cut an inch strip off here. So I've got an inch by 12 right now. And so we need this again to be 3 7/8. Just whatever the width of the tag was. Okay. All right, just like that. There's those 2 pieces. Distress ink. I can't wait to get the front of this album done. It just kind of pulls it all together. So cute. I don't necessarily think about putting bling on my albums normally. You know, if you're going to put some sparkle or bling on there, you know, Christmas is the time for that. So I thought I need to look up and find some kind of charm, some kind of something to put on the front of this album. And these little gold snowflakes are just the thing. A little bit of pearl, so cute. Okay, so here's the tag on the side. We're going to flip this over. Once again, we're going to start from the bottom, work our way up. I'm going to put, boy, I'm messy, put glue on this. I've got it everywhere. Then just do it flush on all 3 sides on the bottom of the tag. Right. The one thing about this glue is it does give you a little bit of wiggle room, but sometimes I forget that and I start wiggling it too soon. And then this is going to go right on top of that one. Isn't that cute where they have like Santa's face? It's like the stamp. It's adorable. That's here. All right. Then let's dry fit this first. Yeah, my measurements are pretty good. So as long as it doesn't go over that little hole. So if not, we could trim this up just a little bit and it will be fine. So we're going to give this tag the same treatment as the other. We're going to get that green seam binding. It's about 8 inches. We're going to fold it in half. Then we're going to take that loop piece, put it over the top, push it through. Put those little ends through the loop and pull it tight. And then trim the ends off. So I like to fold mine in half. Start at the bottom outside and cut toward my fingers and make that little dovetail. And do that again. There we go. Does not have to be perfect. And then I added, if you see on this one, I added one more little element here. I wanted to kind of ground this a little bit, so I went looking through these stickers and just found one that I liked to kind of bring out some of that green, and this Let It Glow I thought was really cute. So I kind of put that here toward the end and kind of let it bridge the gap between those two pieces of paper. That's really cute. Okay, so there's that one. Oh, I can't forget my gold and white twine. It does add something to it, and it kind of helps pull together that gold eyelet and that gold charm, so that you kind of got a theme going through the book. Well, I did the first one real well. This one not so much. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on, you can do it. This is not that difficult. Okay. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Okay, there's that one. So let's work on the front of our album. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to be putting this eyelet in and then putting this really pretty jewelry like bling on the front of our album. So what I like to use is this We Are Memory Keepers contraption here. This is like their hole punch, right? You want to find your eyelet. Kind of open this up, make it a little easier on myself again. I'm going to put this in the bottom left-hand corner of the pattern paper. Kind of line this up, get over it a little bit if I need to kind of see where I want it to land. I'm going to take my pencil, make my lay a little long, and then put it down in the center and kind of give myself a mark in case I start getting off. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the largest size hole punch, the 3/16 on the We Are Memory Keepers. And I'm going to kind of try to get back over that little dot, put that right in the center. Well, I did pretty good. Okay. Then I'm going to put this eyelet through. Just kind of push that through. You can see there on the back. Now, I'm going to clean this up and I'll show you. If you have this one, it will tell you which side to use. One side says base. One side has where it shows you it's coming down from the top, and you can see that here where it says base. So the base side goes underneath and the other side goes down into the eyelet. All right. And then just put that together and then just gently squeeze. You can take a look at it, see if it's flat as you want to. If it's not, which mine is not, I'm going to put it back in there. I'm going to squeeze some more. And that looks pretty good. So that's what it looks like now. I don't want it where it's just absolutely smashed through the paper, but I want it to look like it's supposed to. There we go. So there's that. Now let's take a look at our little bling here. So you have a garment pin. So you're going to open that garment pin up. They're also called bulb, B-U-L-B, like a light bulb pins. If you ever try to look for these, there's a couple different names for them. So you just kind of open that up, this, and then you'll put, just real simple, we're going to go pearl, and then you may have to manipulate a little bit and push it on around. And then whichever snowflake you got, like I said, there's 3 or 4 different ones. They're all gold, but they're all just a little different, just like snowflakes. And your other pearl, just like that. Oh, we've used everything in our little kit so far. So what I did is I put, I put the tip inside from the front and came back to the back. And very carefully, without ripping my paper, put the 2 sides together just like a safety pin, and then pulled it back down like this, where it will simply hang like so. Isn't that cute? Cute, cute. Okay, so let's do a final walkthrough. Let's get all the pieces. here. Remember I said this is an extra step if you want to do that. 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Here. Alright, so let me get my tags. Here we go. So this is what it should look like. So when it's open, looks like so. And then you would load it up like this. You would put this little file folder with the tabs on the right here. This one with the tabs on the left here. Then your flap closes. And your big tag then goes also over the flap and into the little tuck point. So that's what keeps that closed. Same thing over here. That's what keeps that closed. These go like this. Like so. Isn't that cool? I hope you really enjoyed this project. I think it is cute as it could be. And for something this nice, for this price, and to only take less than 3 hours from start to finish, I think it is really, really cute. This is going to be the last kit that I have in 2020. We'll start again in January, probably mid-January when we get over the holidays. And I've got a couple things already bought, already ready to do, so I'll be ready to go. One will be a larger type album that's going to be like a kind of a snapshot of January through December. And then the other one's going to be like a magical theme where you can't really do Disney, right? But it's one of those type things. So one or the other will come first, and then I'll do the next one. And thank you guys for being with me on this little journey as we have done this. Once again, if you want to pick up the kit, the Etsy link is in the description box below. If you decide to make one of these, please show us some pictures of that over in our Facebook group, Lisa Wise Designs. That's also linked below. Thank you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.